Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the DRich Show, where we talk anything and everything crypto. Now, here's your host, DRich.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the DRich Show. This is DRich and today is December 20th, 2021. Happy Monday, everybody. I hope that you all are well and that this video finds you all in good health, good spirits, and good energy. And most definitely, I hope you all had a wonderful weekend and you were able to do something fun, new, and exciting. For me, my dad came through and my grandmother and my stepmother, so I'm kind of excited about them being here in town. So we're going to get this video out early as possible today. And on today's video, I'm asking the question, is Stellar XLM the answer with Answerly? And is it quantum ready? So we're going to dive into that. We're going to dive into a whole bunch of XLM Stellar information this week. And the more and more I peel back the curtain on this, the more and more bullish I become. So we want to touch on that. We want to give you some information on it. If you don't have it already, we're going to kind of like peer through that looking glass just a little bit so we can kind of understand some of these different scenarios that's going to play out when it comes to regulatory compliance and things like that. So anyway, at the top of the video, as always, I always want to make sure I acknowledge every single one of you. Thank you guys for always tuning in. Thank you guys for always coming to the channel. I'm looking for some good news and information, so I appreciate you all. But before we get started, as always, if you're new to the channel, hit that like button on your way in to support your investment with one easy click. And if you, again, are new to the channel, go ahead and hit that sub button. And let's go ahead and get started with today's video and see how we are able to come to some different understanding when it comes to Stellar XLM. Before we get started, as always, let's go ahead and get into the coin market cap, as we got Bitcoin's dominance at 40.7%, Ethereum at 21.1%, with a global crypto market cap of 2.12 trillion, which is a decrease of 4.20% over the last day. Most definitely over the last several days, we've seen some sharp decline in the market as we're getting closer to just a $2 trillion market cap. But that's not here nor there, because at the end of the day, we want to continue to look for buying opportunities. And as I mentioned in the top of the video, we're going to talk about XLM because I think that is going to play a vital role as we pivot our focus on some of these different tokens that are going to be compliant with ISO 222. So we're going to check that out. But anyway, you got some trending tokens here. Biggest gainers recently added. Bitcoin, $46,096.49 there. Ethereum just below 4,000, $3,826.73, while BNB is at $513.37. And as we jump back to number 5, we got Solana at $169.12, and USDC with a $42 billion market cap. Cardano sitting at number 7 at $1.20. So again, guys, if you guys are going to accumulate that, it is a great buying opportunity for it. And our beloved XRP is above 80 cents again at 83 cents. I think that it got all the way up to 90 cents last night. So yes, continue to buy that, buy it up. And today I might ruffle some feathers, but that's okay because I'm going to be talking about the little brother, which is XLM, but I don't know if it's necessarily the big brother comparison that we've all come to know. But anyway, your bottom line should be XRP at 83 cents there, Terra Luna $72.85, and Avalanche AVAX rounding out the top 10 at $101.30. And as you scroll down the market, you see some red across the board. So again, always buy the dip if you can. This is why I always encourage trying to take profit off the top so that you have money to the side parked in your USDC, collecting interest as it does not move up or down. It just only gives you an interest in return. And as you can see, folks, red all across the board down the way. So anyway, Look for your buying opportunities. Right now, we're going to focus on ISO 222. Those tokens, as we are getting ready for some events. I don't know what those events might be, but you know what? We kind of get an idea from listening to the channel for over a year now. So anyway, folks, let's go ahead and get right into the next part of this video, which is Answerly, built on the Stellar blockchain. We want to talk about it so you kind of get an idea of other opportunities to earn some passive income. So let's go ahead and get right into that. So like I said, folks, I've been peeling back the curtain on this Stellar XLM, and I'm starting to find a whole bunch of stuff on it that I never saw before. So let's go ahead and get into this. This is Answerly.app. Pays and praise rewards for solving the Answerly maze. Answerly is not limited to increasing the knowledge pool anymore. It's about time you made some money as well. So you go ahead and click that there to know more. You can sign up or sign in right there. Short on cash, answer to win a bash. Looking for a fun side earner that pays well but doesn't put you under a lot of stress? Feel free to scroll through our platform and answer questions on your favorite niche. Post the questions. Usually will receive fixed rewards for posting questions. So if you got a question, post it. And if you have an answer, you can also post that. Answer reward will be vary depending on the user's level of the platform. So you can post the answer there. And then here from Anon, what is nature? What is nature? And so here are some other questions here. Has really nothing to do with anything, but if you got a query, make profit off it. Ask your friends are your friends getting tired of your incessant questioning? Why don't you post your queries here and mint some money instead of rudeness in return? And the best way to stun those who mock you or your inquisitive nature, get started right there. Press that little button. And then you can also test your knowledge, answer to fill your wallet. The grades on your degree say A, but hey, you will have to provide or prove it by cracking some thought nuts on Answerly first. And are you up for the challenge? You're going to withdraw real money without any worry. You don't have to wait for months to withdraw what you rightfully earn by engaging in question and answers on this platform. Get your reward in fiat whenever you need it. You can join now there. No pain, all gain, thanks to the Stellar blockchain. Fun but secure. Answerly is operated on the blockchain technology, which eliminates reliance on the third parties automatically. Listed on Probit and decentralized exchange trade, and more to come. Coming soon on Google Play and the App Store. And then here, what you want to do is just click this here, how it works, frequently asked questions, starts, contacts, terms, blogs, Answerly Pro, and privacy. So here was something that I came across over the weekend, and we want to go ahead and just present it to you. I'm not saying that this is anything, but anything built on the Stellar blockchain, we want to go ahead and present it to you, as we are going to be predominantly talking about Stellar probably the whole week before Christmas. So we want to go ahead and unwrap some of this new stuff that I'm coming across. So we could just look into it. I'm just telling you to look into it. There's nothing for you to do but that. So anyway, just want to get into some other stuff when it comes to quantum computing, quantum finance, quantum financial systems, and things like that, and how Stellar or XLM will play a vital role in quantum computing. So let's go ahead and check that out right here, folks. All right, so here we go with this article from TechCrunch.com. Before we get started into the meat and potatoes of the video, what I want to do is go ahead and present you something from the past, because the past always tells the future, future tells past. White House announces $1 billion investment for AI and quantum computing hubs. And this was on August 26, 2020 of last year, just a little bit over a year ago. Building out its previous commitment, the White House is announcing a $1 billion investment into two tech's most promising frontiers, which is AI and quantum computing. Last year, the Trump administration rolled out an executive order on AI, and you can click that right here to check that executive order out, declaring its intention to bolster U.S. dominance in this field, but the order didn't address much in the way of funding its plans. This February, the Trump administration called for more than $2 billion to be invested in non-defense AI and quantum research by 2022. By 2022. So we're about 10 days, 11 days away before that happens. So a lot of this stuff is pretty much in the works. So here, 5 AI research institutes under the National Science Foundation will receive $20 million each, along with 2 other institutes partnered with USDA. The AI centers will be established and as partnerships with existing academic research groups at the University of Colorado, University of Texas, Oklahoma, MIT, UC Davis, and 2 different teams at the University of Illinois. 5 new Department of Energy Link centers focused on quantum information science will benefit from a newly announced $625 million over 5 years. In a call discussing the new initiative, U.S. Undersecretary and Science Paul DeBar argued that quantum science could prove even more impactful than AI for U.S. national interest. So I'll go ahead and leave the rest of this in here for you guys to go over. It's not much more to read. But what I want to do is kind of lay the groundwork when it comes to quantum computing, quantum finance, and things like that, so that we can kind of get our minds wrapped on to this. If you go back to some of my previous videos, when I first started out, we did a lot of video on the QFS and SIPs, things like that. So go check those videos out and then come back to these videos that I'm going to be posting this week, so we can kind of put it all together as I'm continue to go down that rabbit hole on some different projects. Most definitely when it comes to XLM, this is the one that I'm kind of interested in, and most definitely become very intrigued by some of the information that I'm starting to see. So again, always going to give you a presentation. It's never financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but most definitely we will want to give you that information to go ahead and check out, to come to your own conclusions, use your own discernment when it comes to your own research. So we're going to always do that. And you might have some other things that you think of that you can put in your search engines and look when you play with words and Google, whatever you use for your search and things like that. So here we go. Let's go ahead and get into the next portion of the video and talk about some things when it comes to what we will look for to quantum. So let's check it out. And here we go with an article from binarapps.com. What is quantum currency? How will quantum money affect finance? June 14th of 2021. So this year, this article was posted. Over the years, we could have preserved the rapid evolution of the financial world. And it is hard to imagine that not so long ago, the most common way to pay while making a purchase was use cash. Nowadays, options are nearly endless. And if you want to pay, with an app on your phone or Bitcoin wallet, feel free to do so. However, even though supposedly modern solutions might become old-fashioned as new ones keep appearing on the market, one of them is quantum money. And let's see what's the buzz all about. Here is what they say about quantum banking. While the standard model of banking, the money is real and it is the form of cash or assets, quantum finance takes a bit different approach. Quantum computing came into play as many financial players saw its potential to solve critical financial problems, and most of the banking activities, such as securities pricing, involve lots of assessing the potential outcome. And it also happens with the help of algorithms and models, statistical probability. However, those solutions are not without a flaw. And as the financial crisis from a decade ago has shown, they can miscalculate these predictions. And knowing that the improved technologies are necessary to create an infallible system, some banks head towards quantum-based solutions, which enable high-speed processing of vast amounts of data. And then here is what the quantum money system is all about. While it's hard to find a person who didn't at least hear about cryptocurrencies, its scientific alternatives not yet so widely recognizable, and it is about quantum money. And the concept is simpler, but both solutions adapt cryptography to provide a secure value transfer channel. However, based on quantum physics, the quantum money system applies quantum bits or qubits, so unlikely the traditional computing is no longer relies on a 0 to 1 system, and in quantum computing, 0 and 1 can coexist simultaneously or even compose a kind of mixture. Moreover, the advanced system is able multiple running calculations that can differ even in input stays the same. Thus, it is much more reliable and forgery resistant than other systems. And is the quantum financial system real? And again, if you wonder if the financial system like that could be a real thing, then the answer is yes. And then here, how quantum currency changed the banking and financial industry. Go ahead and read that. And here are some benefits of quantum currency. You got effective data analyzing, top security standards, improved customer experience. And then here are some examples of quantum currency. And then the future of financial industry in terms of quantum currencies is there to read. And what I'm going to say about this is I think that this has played a vital role in how we are seeing things transform when it comes to blockchain technology, things like that. So with that being said, we just got to kind of look into it. So they're going to be implementing this QFS, okay, which is the quantum financial systems. And I've talked about quantum QVS. Then you also have some other things that are going to be built on quantum. Okay, you got quantum education, quantum, I think quantum medical stuff that is also out there that's coming to us, which is going to be a benefit for all of us. So what I'm going to do next is going to bring XLM into the picture, how that works for us, and as we see it with their partnership that was announced a few years ago. I'll just say a few years ago. And then we're going to wrap it up with what I've seen that is coming soon from Stellar. Okay, folks, so here we go. We got an article from ccn.com. XLM surges 11% after IBM partners 6 global banks to use the Stellar blockchain. And again, this was back in March 19th of 2019. So a little bit over 2.5 years ago. XLM, which is a cryptocurrency backed by the Stellar Lumens, and an open source decentralized payment protocol, surged as much as 11% in the last 24 hours. So that was about 11 cents. So if you were buying that back then, you should be in pretty good profit. The upside move started brewing during the early European trading sessions on Monday as the XLM moved from 10 cents to 11 cents. And the trend underwent a small correction, hitting a minor bull flag information that led to the price the morning low of 11. XLM retested the same level once again, following an upside rejection during that European session. Okay, here's an IBM announcement. Okay, IBM announced Monday that it has partnered with 6 international banks to use Stellar Power Blockchain Payment Network. And per statement, Stellar's blockchain would allow those banks to move value across borders more cheaply and swiftly than traditional payment networks using stablecoins. IBM also admitted that it had proposed its new partners to use XLM as a bridge currency whenever it becomes hard to trade one fiat-backed stablecoin for another. And with that explained, one part of the XLM's upside performance, which is similar to the cryptocurrency's earlier prices actions around similar announcements. And for instance, XLM had posted a 7.2% gains in 3 days soon after Germany-based media Borsen Media AG announced a partnership with Satoshi Pay, which is a platform like IBM who uses Stellar blockchain solutions. So again, folks, this is a tweet back in the day from Coinbase. All right, Stellar Lumens XLM support is launching at Coinbase and in the iOS and Android apps within the next 15 minutes. You may need to update app to properly buy, sell, convert XLM, and we will update when XLM is fully live. So here's a prediction. I'm not going to get into predictions. Look at dates, not predictions, because events have to occur in order for all of this stuff to come to fruition. And so the reason why I bring IBM into the fold is because IBM, as you will find out in the next slide here, they are going to be a vital role with quantum computing, as we will look at that. Okay, folks, so here is an article from December 13th, medium.com. IBM breaks 100 qubit QPU barrier, marks milestones on ambitious roadmap. All right, and this is December 13th, 2021. As we said, IBM is a partner with Lumens, or XLM. With that being said, we just talked about qubit, okay, on the other article, how that works. And again, the highlights reel for IBM's steady progress in quantum computing was on full display at the company's 2021 Quantum Summit presented last month, while most of the HPC community was wrapped up in SC21. Underpinned by 6 milestones met this year, IBM has declared that 2023 be the year broadly when its systems deliver quantum advantage, and quantum computing takes its early place as a powerful tool on the HPC landscape. So we might have to wait to 2023, but I think they're going to ramp it up a little bit more. And here's a development roadmap here. You can check that out. You can open that up, click it to enlarge it, and then you want to look over the IBM roadmap there. And in many ways, it encompasses the challenge and aspirations faced by everyone in the quantum community. Okay, while fault-tolerant quantum computing remains distant, the practical use of quantum computing on noisy intermediate scale quantum, which is NISQ, computers seems closer than many expected, and we are starting to see early quantum-based applications emerge, mostly around random number generation. Both of who've been working leverage quantum generated random numbers, which is Quantinuum and Zapata there. And here we go. Before digging into the tech talk, it's also worth noting that IBM expects the commercial landscape to emerge. And working with the Boston Consulting Group, IBM has also presented a rough roadmap for commercial applications. IBM's roadmap is not just concrete, it's also ambitious, said Matt Langion, who is the principal and North America head of Deep Tech BCG at the IBM Summit. We think technical capabilities IBM has outlined today will help create $3 billion in value for end users during that period described. So you can read the rest of this, folks. There's a whole bunch of other stuff here to check out. I'm not going to read all of it, but most definitely I wanted to connect the dots when it comes to IBM quantum computer computing, and then you got quantum stellar. I'm not saying that has anything to do with anything, but what we're going to look on before we end today's video is what's coming soon when it comes to the stellar network, and you can just actually see it for yourself. And you can actually say that I'm actually on to something. So we got to keep digging, and I'm going to keep digging, finding more information. So go ahead and load up on that XLM because you're getting $4 at 25 cents, $4. I remember XRP was at that price, 20 cents, $4, things like that for the longest time. And I remember not too long ago, XLM was down to 3 pennies. Should have been able to buy a shitload of it, held on to it. Now you should be in some good profit. So anyway, folks, I'm going to leave that in the description as always. But let's go ahead and get into this last little slide. It's not going to be nothing more than what's coming soon. It has nothing to do with anything that is set in stone. But if it's coming soon and it is attached to Stellar, we want to make sure that we know that that is coming for us to look into. So anyway, folks, let's go ahead and get right into the last slide of the day before we move forward and get ready for Tuesday. And here we go, folks, with the last slide of the day. This is coming from stellar/quantum.com, stellar/quantum. Everything is about to change. Our team has been working on something amazing. We are coming soon. We are creating something different. The only reason why it has nothing on here, can't scroll. This is just a general page here. I don't think you can go to any of these here, but try it out for yourselves. If it works, it's great. If not, it's still great. But we want to give you this last slide because we're going to pull it down here. Okay. Going to pull it down. Boom. You see, See the where it says coming soon here, right here, it's coming soon. All right, and what is that? That is the Stellar XLM Lumen symbol there for you to check out, right? So you can check that out there. Most definitely come to use your discernment. But most definitely, I'm going to leave it there at that so that we know that Stellar will be a part of the quantum financial system infrastructure that's being built out behind the scenes. We just have to look at it a little bit deeper to come to the realization that Stellar might be just bigger than we can imagine. And I'm no longer going to call XLM the little brother to XRP because I'm starting to see why Jed McCaleb left, and I'm starting to see some other things that I've always thought of when it comes to those folks over at Ripple. Sometimes, there's differences, which is okay, which will lead us to different opportunities. Then we want to make sure that we are kind of looking at some of those things. Why did they have differences? Why did they have, a fallout, things like that? And got to come to use your discernment in evaluating that information. And most definitely, I've seen some things on both ends that I don't necessarily agree with when it comes to like deep state or, these elite individuals and who they're connected to, stuff like that. So I'll leave it at that. I'm not going to get too far into it, but I hope you can do some research, come to use your own discernment when it comes to this type of information. If it's something that is totally wrong, I'm all ears. I'll listen to you. So go ahead and leave me your comments in the comment box below of today's video. We'll go ahead and discuss it a little bit further. We got a lot of more information to cover throughout the course of this week. Before Christmas, there will be no video on Christmas. Well, Christmas is on Saturday, so we'll continue to put out videos. So let me not get too far ahead of myself, putting the cart before the horse. So anyway, folks, go ahead and do some research, dive into this, find some information. And if there's actually some links that you want me to look at or some information that you are seeing that I'm not seeing, leave it for me to go ahead and digest and consume for myself so I can give a presentation on it. But again, folks, XLM ISO 222 compliant, and most definitely it is coming to the quantum finance system. Have a great rest of the day, folks. It's Monday. We're just getting started. Got a lot of stuff to do on your way out. Hit that like button, hit the subscription button, and most definitely leave me a comment in the comment box below if you have those, so that we can go ahead and chop it up a little bit and see where we're at with this. God bless, take care, and as always, treat everyone with class, dignity, and respect. Bye-bye.